Okay, welcome back to Celeste, where I will fall off the edge immediately upon starting the episode. Now, I think the funniest part about those deaths is I'm legitimately not doing them on purpose. Like, it wouldn't be as funny if I was. Like, it's the fact that I'm actually not. Like, that is truly accidental. Oh, hey, don't even need that second one. Ow. Fire. Hurt. Fire burn. I do need the third one, though. Skipping it is not an option. Life is hard. Anyway, so, let's think of something to talk about. So the funny thing is, I remember mentioning a bunch of episodes back about asking you guys to put things in the comments for me to talk about, and I realized that I'm sure that if you guys put anything, I'll get use out of it someday, but I'm recording all of these in one weekend. So that video hasn't gone live yet, and it won't go live from my perspective, a while. So whatever topics you brought up there, expect them to show up in probably one of the other series. Oh no, I was doing so well. No, I missed! Ugh. Yeah, anyway, so having you guys write that out will surely be beneficial to me in the future if anyone cares to, you know, if anyone cares to do that. But it's definitely not something that, like, that you're gonna see in this series, because I'm recording all of the rest of Celeste in a weekend. I am planning on finishing, like, if I don't finish Celeste this weekend, I will be finishing it as soon as possible. So, it'll be soon. Life is hard, man. Why life gotta be so hard? Asking them big philosophy questions, like, why life hard? In that tone of voice, and with that wording, exactly. If you do it in any other way, you're not really asking the philosophical questions, you're just being silly. Obviously. Okay, this is it. This is it. I'm gonna do it this try. Practice run. Practice run. Here is the other practice run. Here's the actual run. Here we go. And by other actual run, I meant another practice run. Now, some of you are probably irritated that I'm sitting here making the same joke once again, but what you have to realize is you just need to chill out. The joke there is that I made that same joke episodes ago. Not that you guys need to chill out, but, you know, the chill out pun itself. Chill out! That was such a terrible movie. Terribly good. If you don't get what I'm referencing, then I'm sad. And you should be sad too, because you are officially missing out. You know, I'm pretty sure I was doing this exact dash pattern earlier, and it worked. So I'm not sure what I'm doing differently now. Darn it. I keep misinputting the diagonal dash. Yeah, I mean, mistakes were made. Let's just leave it at that. That's definitely the easiest way I've found to do it, so we're gonna keep doing that. Without the dashing into the fireballs. Yeah. No, darn it. Part of the hard part of them always giving you more materials than you actually need to complete tasks means that, well, you do have more dashes available than you need, which means that you can't just look for the absolute most optimized use of dashes as all you look for. Don't mind me just trying to eliminate all the fireballs before I have to go through that area. You know, I figure the more fireballs that aren't there, better a day that I'm having, you know? I definitely need one of them to be below me there, and they were not. I'm very uncertain as to how exactly to fix that. I should have gone to the right. If I'd gone to the right, I would have had one to land on. Well, you know what they say about hindsight. It's actually pretty bad. Hindsight actually really isn't 20/20. That's actually a terrible saying. Like, in terms of reality. Because, like, you definitely are not... Like, we all like to think that we're like, oh yeah, we have looked back and learned from all our mistakes. No, you haven't. That is just not true. You've learned from some of them, sure. All of them, though? No, you haven't. You really have not learned from every mistake you've ever made. And hindsight is very much not... Why does it keep... And hindsight is very much not 20/20. It's very good at catching the mistakes that we now realize that we made. But there are mistakes you made that you still haven't realized were mistakes yet. That's just true. Yeah, I just missed the thing, you know? That's just how it worked. darn it. Hit the thing before I started my dash. That time I just didn't hit the thing, you know? Thought I'd find a new way to die, you know? Which, to my credit, I think that was actually a new way to die. Don't think I've died by missing that yet. Yeah, that was... I did that in a completely different way, but still managed it, and then just failed to tilt in the right direction, and so died. How much labbing out of this area do you think they had to do to make all this work? So my bet is it's an amount that can best be described as, oh boy, that's a lot. No, darn it. Like, they had to have, on a lot of these levels, they have to have really done a lot of experimentation to see, even just to figure out how hard they were. Darn it. Should've. I choked instead of just going to the right. Hit more spikes. Don't let anyone tell you that you shouldn't hit spikes. Spikes are love. Spikes are life. Probably a quote from the Celeste game design team. Don't let anyone tell you your game has too many spikes in it. That's never true. You can always add more spikes. More spikes is never a bad thing. So long as your players can physically get from point A to point B, so long as your level is possible, you can put more spikes in it. I mean, just look at some of the B-sides. That's clearly the philosophy they were living by. Oh, that's unfortunate. After I did it that first time, I decided I rather liked dying that way. That's why I keep doing it, because I decided it was an alright way to die. No, darn it! I was so close. That's unfortunate. Definitely thought that was going to press the switch, and then it didn't. And for a second, my brain just didn't react to that information. Come on. Just messed up there. Like, I don't even have an excuse for that. That was just me messing up for no good reason. No matter how long this episode has to go, I will get through this screen, darn it. So I'm pretty sure I started this episode on this screen, and I refuse to have an episode where I don't get through a single screen. Yeah. I refuse. So we are getting through this screen one way or another. Life is hard, man. Life is hard. And this screen is even harder than life is. I don't know why I did that. That was just a bad plan. There was no reason to do that. Nope, didn't make it over. Yeah, once again, that was a bad plan. Doing it a second time did not make it any better. In fact, I think it may have made it worse. I did not mean to hit that switch. I was 100% trying to go over it. This is a very difficult level. Oh, I didn't think that through. I needed to grab that sooner if I was going to grab it. Oh, that is definitely there were some major misinputs there. Gotta put on my game face now. This is starting to get embarrassing at 18 minutes in the same room. Okay, I just gotta actually plan out what I'm doing. This is it. This is the run. No, darn it. Oh, I did not mean to hit that switch. I very much did not intend to hit the switch. I wish I could, like, decide whether I was hitting the switch with a button or something, rather than it being just I got within X distance of it, and so the switch will be flipped, whether I intended it to be or not. Shift my momentum fast enough as I bounced. I don't know where I was going. The answer, I guess, was over there, you know. but I don't know what I was hoping to accomplish, because I definitely wasn't... I don't know where I was trying to land there. Because, like, I clearly wasn't going to get anywhere doing that. I mean, worst comes to worst, I just, you know, pretend this episode didn't happen, right? Like, if I didn't make it anywhere during this episode, I just... All you guys will see is that, oh, I just started another episode. You know, just remove this episode from existence. Just pretend that I never recorded this at all. I mean, from your guys' perspective, it wouldn't be any different. Doing there. Not sure what I was doing there either. Heck yeah, made it through. Okay. Okay, that's the end of this episode. And I will see you guys later.